The Prague airport is set up a little bit differently. You don't go through security until you actually get to the gate, so be careful of your liquids you purchase outside. Jeremy. Jeremy.
Yeah?
Is there something on my face?
No.
Is there something on your face?
No.
Is there something on anyone's face? Our airplane was about 20 to 30 minutes delayed, but as is typical for airline schedules, you make it up in the time of the flight. So it's not actually a 2-hour flight from Prague to Luton, it was more like an hour and a half flight. Jeremy is not fond of the Airbus airplanes, but he'll get over it. Anything to get me from A to B is what I say. Even though Prague airport requires no masks and London airports require no masks, they said we still had to wear a mask on the airplane.
It's a whole disaster.
Good afternoon, once again, welcome aboard on this easyJet flight now from depart for London Luton. The flight time, as simply mentioned, is approximately 1 hour and 45 minutes.
easyJet is kind of like Ryanair, where their standard fare is just allowed a small bag that goes under the seat in front of you. But if you have a carry-on bag that you need to put in the overhead bins, then you have to pay more. And then, of course, if you want to check a bag, you have to pay more. So because we did a 9-day trip to the UK, we definitely had to bring overhead bags for the overhead bin. So we each had one. So I paid for, it's called Standard Plus. So I paid for the Standard Plus fare for each of us. So I'm very hungry, so I looked at the menu and I saw that they had hot and cold items. So I was like, oh, I want to try this broccoli wrap. Well, then they came and made an announcement on board and said, oh yeah, we don't have any of our food today. We only have some snacks and some drinks. So we got a water and Pringles. So appetizer until we land and have dinner later on. Jeremy says that he should always get the window seat because he's the airplane guy, but don't worry, I will get my turn on the way back because we share in this family. As we arrive, Jeremy gives his take on the landing.
Yeah, whereabouts is it?
To wait because we had to put our bags behind us because the bin above our seats was full. That's the trouble with sitting in the first rows. I think we were in row number 2, and Jeremy always says, oh, okay, I want to sit in the front of the plane because we get off quicker. But when you sit in the front of the plane, a lot of people who aren't in those rows will put their stuff up there so it's easier to grab. Or you have the people sitting in the first row who don't have a seat underneath them to put stuff, so they have to put all their stuff up there. So yeah, I'm not going to sit in the front of the plane anymore. After 9 days in the UK, it was time to head back, and we did London, Gatwick to Prague, and this time you don't have to wear a mask! Unless you want to. We don't want to. easyJet is a UK-based airline, so you'll see a lot of easyJet airplanes at the smaller airports throughout, so London Gatwick and London Luton for sure.
Gentlemen, welcome to Prague, where the local time is 10 to 12. Electronic devices may now be used if they're within reach for calls, messaging and internet access. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been switched off, doors are opened and you're invited to disembark. Please remember to take all your personal belongings with you, check in the seat pockets, underneath the seat and in the overhead locker.
Overall take on easyJet, I think it was fine for a budget airline. It's definitely good prices. We just didn't have the snacks, the sandwiches on board both of the flights, but that's okay. If you don't want a sandwich, no big deal. So yeah, I'd probably fly it again if we ever go back to the UK.